Hey guys, welcome to the session. How are you? Hey, how are you? Welcome back. I'm glad you're doing well. That's good to hear. What's going on? I haven't heard you from, oh my goodness, it was before the holidays, I believe. Try to move this out of the way a little bit. Just get that reflection off. There we go. I can imagine. A lot of people have been busy over the holidays, that's for sure. Been so around here. Hasn't been so busy. We've done a few things, but not anything crazy. I'm doing good. As soon as I'm done here, my husband is going to do a live session on Twitch. He plays the MTG arena. So if you want to join him on Twitch, please feel free. I do want to make an announcement really quick. The Spirit of Twilight store with my merchandise has actually been moved over to Etsy. I opened an Etsy store again, which I used to be a member, I guess, if you would, or used to have a shop on Etsy. And so everything is moved over there. Now, with that being said, the prices have gone up a little bit, but everything gets free shipping. So that's one thing that you can look forward to if you order anything off of my Etsy store. But yeah, so that's what's going on recently. Any most recent changes since I last hosted here on YouTube or even on Facebook. But anywho, I haven't gotten my jewelry over to Etsy yet. That's going to be done as soon as I take some newer pictures and make sure everything on my inventory is updated. But anyway, let's get started. Do you have a question? Let me turn the slow mode off. Hold on a second. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Derek, I know that you had purchased a book. Which one did you purchase? If you don't mind me asking. I'm gonna pull some cards while I wait for people. Oh, we've got movement, change. Okay. Okay, very good. That is an awesome book. I actually read it after I started, and it's very. I don't want to use the word generic because it's not really generic, but it's a really good reference for people just starting out. The other ones that I would have recommended for you, I couldn't link it from Amazon, but okay, now the Path of the Green Man is going to be more pagan, but that's okay. It's still Earth based if that's what you're interested in. Now, if you're going to go with the visualization book, that's good. That's a good book to have. The other one that I'm actually on a second book currently. The first one was by Matt Aron, which is Psychic Witch. He has 92 exercises in that book, and he is a master at his craft. Now, he focuses, and you can't tell this in the book, the path that he goes with is, what is that called? Shoot. It's a Roman, or I'm sorry, Greek-based path that he follows. Oh yeah. Oh, Psychic Witch is really, really good for beginners because it has those 92 steps of practice that you can look into to work with yourself. That book is really good. As a matter of fact, I chat and sent Matt Aron and his husband Christmas gifts. So outside of him being a really good author, he's very detailed, and it's almost as if he's there next to you. So he's really good at that. Another one that I'm reading currently is called High Magic, and that one is by Damien Eccles, or Eccles, I think it's called, his last name. But that one is it's a little bit more advanced in terms of practice is concerned. With his book, he starts off again with general exercises and moves up from there. But Damien has a very unique story. I think he has 3 books out. So he's good for beginners as well, but he doesn't take or I shouldn't take as many steps as Matt Aron does. My favorite author of all time is actually Devin Hunter, and I have signed copies of his books just like Matt Aron. I have signed copies of Matt Aron's books. Devin Hunter, I have 4 of his books. They're all on Amazon. I'll link them to you later on Facebook. I'll send you a private message. But his books are really, really good, but they are big. So they are very time consuming. But Devin Hunter is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The other one, Besom, Stang, and Sword, or Besom, Stang, and Sword. I can't think of Christopher Orapello, I believe the author is. That one is also a very non-religious forward type of book that can teach you a lot of things. And that book really captivated me a lot. I read it within 2 days, and it's a 200-page book. But that book is phenomenal. I have book reviews for most of the books I just mentioned on YouTube. So yeah, if you want to look at them based on my YouTube channel, they're maybe 10 to 15 minutes long total for the video. But yeah, all of those authors are really, really, really good. Stephanie Woodfield is another good one. I know her personally. She lives here where I do in Orlando. But she focuses on the Morrigan, which is Celtic or Irish folklore magic. So she has her life dedicated to her. That is something altogether different, but it works with green witchcraft or green magic, if you would, in the sense that it deals with a lot of earthly properties and earthly things. It's really good if you're looking into Celtic or Irish or even Norse mythology. But Stephanie Woodfield is actually really good. She actually has the most views on my YouTube channel because I read her book 1 out of 5 actually, which is The Dark Goddess, and it actually teaches you how to work with deity. But at the same token, she writes about her personal experiences with them. So that's something else that you can look forward to as far as Stephanie is concerned. She is really, really awesome. Again, she has 5 different books, so each book represents a step in her path on working with specific deity. If you want to look at something with earth magic, as far as if you are holding on to your Christian side, if you still believe in God and angels and so on and so forth, or even not, you can look into hoodoo, you can look into voodoo, and you can look into American conjure. Now, Chaz Bogan is another author that I reviewed, and his book was really good. As a matter of fact, his book was recommended to me by Matt Oren, who is the author of Psychic Witch. And funny enough is I didn't even know I needed this book. I just took his word for it and I bought it. And he blew me away. I mean, it goes into a lot of history. It goes into a lot of information based on Wicca and how things became a part of Wicca, but it's all based on American conjure, voodoo, hoodoo, so on and so forth, New Orleans type of magic, which is, again, it's very earthbound. So it's still very much into, to me, green witchcraft because they deal with herbs, they deal with plants, they deal with oils. Who is the other one that I just read? African voodoo hoodoo. What was her name? Oh shoot, I follow her on Twitter. I can see the book in my mind. It's on. It's also on my YouTube channel. It's I think it's called Goddesses, Queens of Voodoo and Hoodoo. It's an African-based, South American, and also I believe Haitian practices, which was really, really interesting because again, they do a lot of green witchery. So again, it's earth-based. Yeah, that's exactly true. Yeah, you need to open yourself to that. That's why I've read so many books. But yeah, you got to figure out what you want to do. Plus, I mean, the eclectic practitioner takes bits and pieces from everything. So, you create your own. But enough of me talking about books. I can go on and on and on and on and on. But I was just doing a reading, just a general reading here. So there's a lot of travel coming up. This is my personal reading. So this isn't for anybody out there. I don't read for people that aren't present. Let's see. Their travel to an unknown appears to be far, possibly uncertain. Knight of Cups is a good card that is about tranquility, bringing messages as far as life is concerned. However, we have a card here that's also showing us that we're focused on disappointment instead of what's on the good side of everything. And there's actually a bridge over to a better life. So I believe right now this is the transition that's happening within me, which is a very good thing in 2022. Oh, you had a question about travel? Okay, awesome. What question do you have? And gosh darn it, where's Travis? Oops. Okay, you have a question about travel. Oh, there we go. For the family out of state. Okay. That I can certainly appreciate. Let's take a look. Okay. Oh, the author I was trying to think of for the Hoodoo and Voodoo was Lilith Dorothy. She's actually from New York City. Okay. So travel. It does show. Yeah, it shows that you have to stand your ground if you want to travel in the future. I would think not right now. Later in the year will probably be better. But I am showing that yes, you will eventually travel this year because there is celebration from home with family and friends, and that is certainly a very good possibility. Now, associated with this travel, there may be something as far as good news is concerned as well, from what I can see. So travel appears to be going on probably in the third quarter of this year. Okay, this card does show the fear that you still may have at that time also. It also is telling me that please don't take everything so seriously with this travel plan that you may have. Don't back away from it because that's what it looks like is happening here. Is it's going to get to you. Should I go? Should I go? Should I go? Yes, go, please. Everything seems to be very, very positive. And like I said, something new is coming up. I don't know if I'm getting. It's an opportunity and it's life related. You weren't thinking about moving, were you? Because I'm getting something about moving. Is this a trip planning to move closer to family and friends? Kind of testing the waters? Oh, you did? Okay. Hmm. Oops, sorry, that was my phone. um, let's get clarification. Oh my goodness. That's, yeah, that is understandable. Okay. So there's going to be a very good celebration. There's something new coming up, and I'm trying to figure out what that is because, hmm. Okay, something is not known within your family as far as this celebration is concerned and this new aspect. Really, that's the hermit. The hermit is a good thing. All right, I believe. Let me move these up a little bit just so you can see them. Okay, I believe that there's something going on here. This could be the path that you're choosing. Does your family know that you're interested in this particular path that you've talked to me about on Facebook? Because this might be kind of like a coming out party in a way. Because I'm showing that there is so many things that could come out of this. That's why I kept thinking that you were moving, is because family, you're getting closer to family, and then we have all these things going on with a mixture of different things in the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So they're not aware of it. Okay. That explains why we have the Two of Swords over here, which indicates that you need to take off your blindfold so you can see what's around you. Because there's nothing to fear around you. I believe this has something to do with telling your family. Okay. Okay. So that may be the gamble for the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Go back here. This word life's changing. Is something's going on here. Somebody who's very wise and teaches you to move forward. They teach you to go. They teach you to follow your dreams. They're going to be present when you go on this trip to Georgia. It may be somebody that you're very fond of, or someone who's like a teacher, someone who has a lot of knowledge. Oh no, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's where this came from. The new opportunity against the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, unfortunately, is a card where it can mean almost anything. It's like you're spinning the wheel and you don't know what's going to come up. So yeah, that's why I was asking if you were going to do that. But no, that's a really good idea because I could see if you did that, it probably would not be a good idea over here because you're going in blindsided. You don't know what's around you or their thoughts of the idea. Um, but there's going to be someone there that is, again, very knowledgeable, very much behind you in your decisions, your ideas. Um, I'm getting a fatherly figure. They help you stand your ground. They help you fight your battles. And this may not be family, it may be a friend or a close friend, but it's a fatherly figure who's very knowledgeable that gives you good energy of themselves and about life. But they also teach you like right from wrong. Can you think of anybody like that? Because I'm getting to me, it seems like a male, and it seems like a father, uncle, that sort of figure in your life. They're going to be there, and you may not expect it. But no, I'm showing that everything, according to the card numbers that I have here, everything is happening in the latter part of the year of 2022. So we're looking at, yeah, probably the third quarter to the final quarter of 2022. Okay, okay, so that may be an indication of who this is. Okay, are you taking him with you by chance? Is he going with you? Okay. Okay. So this points everything to the third or fourth quarter 2022, but everything is going to happen. Um if if this is indeed your partner, then everything looks like it's going to go smoothly. But I don't think it's him. I think it's someone else. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. Let's see if there's anything else, just by chance. Okay, this from the result of your trip, it could be, yeah. It could be a family member, it could be a friend of the family or a close friend of yours back home. But I show this person is very positive They keep you grounded. They always bring you good news. They help you when you can't see a clear picture. But it's definitely a male. But that's all I'm getting from travel. Let's try 2 more. Okay, yes. It's someone of generosity, a person who's giving. I'm not sure how this actual reading turned into a specific person, but it seems like you're just going to be very happy and very surprised to see them, not expecting to see them. It could be another family member. It could be, because I'm showing that there is a ton of support. There's a ton of giving. There's a ton of, well, just, okay, you do. Okay. Is there someone that you miss outside of your family? I mean, of course you miss your family, but yeah, it's definitely a male. And this male helped you form your life. They helped you move forward. They're not dominating you, really, but they're certainly looking out for you. But it's definitely a male. Absolutely. Definitely. Let me pull this together really quick. I want to try something really fast. I want to use another deck just to compare information really quick. This is the deck that my husband gave me. So I just want to see. Travels for Derek. Oh, you did? Okay. Okay, the number 7 is coming up. The number 9 and the number 8. Okay. Pentacles. Okay, so this. Okay, after this trip or during this trip, there's going to be a change. And it's a change you're not expecting, but it's coming either way. Now, the outcome of that change is going to be very positive. So it's nothing to worry about. But this trip is definitely happening in the latter of the year. Okay, and okay, this makes more sense now too. There is the Pentacles, which is coming up a lot in both readings. Well, the numbers indicate when you're reading the tarot, now I've been reading tarot since I was 14. My grandmother taught me. Um, when you're reading the tarot, the numbers based on the cards here, okay, is the level of where the action is coming in. Because there's 4 different suits in the minor arcana, which is swords, pentacles, cups, and wands. Each one of those symbolize a different thing in your path or your life. The pentacles represent earth, um, basically the mundane side of things, anything that is on the physical plane, money, finances, business, so on and so forth. As to where you have the wands, where the wands represent a part of life and growth. Okay. With the swords represent action. So, like for example, and then this one is a major arcana, which is the tower. The major arcana only comes up if there's something going on within the universe that's not controlled by you. So if you're looking to do something, like let's say you want to really learn about different things based on your path, then the tower card and all the major arcana cards, if you want to send a wish or a prayer into the universe or to the divine or to God or whatever you believe, and this is the reason why tarot is so universal, is these cards indicate something that has been sent up or is in control by the universe and not you. All the other cards are basically on the mundane level, which is usually indicating you or someone or a situation or a life change. Now, like for example, this is Ace of Pentacles, which is the number 1. So this might be a good indication to start a new business or start a new job or look for a new job, as to where, because the number 1 is the beginning card compared to the 10 of Pentacles, which shows up over here. 10 is the last number in the suit. So therefore, this is the closing card at the end of your journey or in the situation currently. So if I'm reading these 2 cards together, because you also have a 9 of Pentacles up here, and the Pentacles are in a tree. Now, some tarot decks call the Pentacles coins just because they are very mundane, just because they are associated with money and material things. This is showing a lot of growth, but you're at the point where you're comfortable with that growth, you're comfortable financially, you're comfortable with your physical life. And then the 10 of Pentacles shows that something is closing. So if we had these 3 cards side by side, or even because they show up in a reading, you have beginning, you have close to end, and then you have the end. So you're looking at that you're comfortable in this situation right now based on travel, which is a good time to start travel. And then, of course, this will have your ending travel, which is number 10. Now, all these cards mean something different because there's so many different polls that you can do, or so many different type of um, layouts, if you would. You can ask Travis about that because he reads as well, but he comes to me for his readings because we're technically not supposed to read for ourselves professionally, but we can read for others, which is helpful, of course. But let's say the 7 of Swords, there's a lot of action going outward from a moth. And since this is number 7, this is going to indicate that something is pulling out or going away or moving away from you. Okay. Again, you have 2 of Swords down here, which indicates that something is starting. There's an action starting. So the Tower, again, now the Tower, everybody thinks is a terrible card because if you look at it, it looks very dark. It looks very demeaning. It looks very negative, but it really isn't. And that's the same thing with the Devil card. The Devil card is not evil. The Devil card just shows you that you have some sort of addiction that you need to move away from or a situation you need to move away from. The Tower is an unknown circumstance that's going to happen beyond your control, but 9 out of 10 times, because of destruction, something else is born. And usually whatever that something else is born comes out of is usually very, very positive, which shows the Seven of Wands, because there's a lot of mystics belong here in life, and it's a midlife card. That is something that is going to take place to where it's something is going to crumble or something is going to stop, but this is going to start. So your life is going to feel normal, or you're going to feel, what's the word I'm looking for? More energetic, more in tune about something. So the numbers are associated really with a beginning, a middle, and end, as we can see here, because we have the Queen of Wands up here, and she is the minor arcana, but she is also part of what I call the house, because you have pages, you have knights, you have kings, and you have queens. So you're looking at people with a specific personality when it comes to the wands, but wands are also associated with life, just like the 7 card. So do you see, if when you look at these cards compared to these, this is the Rider-Waite deck. This is one of the original that everybody uses to start off with, and this is the reason why I use this the most in my readings online. Exactly. But the transition for the cards, you have to identify the meaning with the cards in order to tap into your intuition or your psychic ability to create that story of what the cards actually mean based on the question of the client or the person that you're reading for. So no matter what tarot deck you go with, which I recommend these because they have every symbol, every color association, and the theme of the cards are very picturesque. Like you can tell this guy is really happy. He has 10 cups. He's very satisfied with his life right now. But that's also what the card means. The yellow is brightness, it's sunny, it's warm. It's something that is phenomenal compared to the Chariot. The Chariot is a major arcana card. And again, it's very happy, it's warm, but it's based on travel and making decisions because you have 2 things down here in which they may lead you in 2 directions or the same direction based on speed or a decision that needs to be made, which I believe this is Apollo from Greek mythology or Roman mythology, just because he is driving the chariot. So you're going towards the sun, something warm based on the yellow. You're being driven, pulled in 2 different directions, possibly, depending on the situation. And then, of course, you have symbolism based on the chariot or the carriage that he's in that's being pulled. So these cards, because of the color and because of all the symbolism in them, you can learn if you want to learn very, very, very easily, but it's very, very time consuming as well. So that's why I switched over to this one, is because this one doesn't have all the colors and all the symbols, but I just wanted to see where this stood with the reading that I just did with the other cards. I hope I didn't overload you. But any book that you pick up on the tarot, like at Barnes & Noble or what have you, they're going to be associated with the Rider-Waite tarot deck because the symbolism is there in complete and full detail. So it's the best one to start with. If you want to try reading, by all means, please do. It's a great process, but it's very time consuming because with any tarot deck, the meaning and definitions of the card never change. With an oracle deck, which some people prefer, The Oracle deck is different meanings based on each Oracle deck you purchase because they are created by the meanings of the person or illustrations that they created for the deck itself. Okay, good. So if you do Oracle decks, that's something that you may want to consider to start off with. You normally 3 cards for a reading, and when you do those 3 cards, it could be past, present, future. It could be situation, position of determination, and outcome. It could be several different things that you choose to pick, but they're not as detailed as the tarot because they don't have direct meanings for every single deck that's out there. Anyway, so that's what the numbers mean. So everything here is based on the previous reading, which is signifying something later in the year, next year, either third or fourth quarter, just from the numbers of the cards itself. But also after that journey, which separates here, again, you have action being taken, which means yes, you should go later in the year. Here you have a life card that represents a strong person. It doesn't have to be a female, even though it's a queen, but it represents a person who's very strong, very knowledgeable, very close to the earth and animals. Okay. Yeah. I started with tarot when my grandmother taught me. And then I also moved into Oracle because Oracle gives you a simplistic type of meaning. The way that most people learn, honestly, is by doing 1 card a day. So you just pull this card. Okay, it's the Queen of Pentacles, which means she is very much in tune with her finances, with her mundane side of herself. She thinks with her third eye, as you can see on this card here. Now, all of the cards have moons, so this is actually a moon type of deck. But yeah, you have to look at the card and then tell yourself what it means to you just by looking at it, by the symbolism. And then they all come with a book, even the ones that aren't made by the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. Comes with a little book with all the meanings of all the cards. Okay. But again, if you really want to learn, try something that's colorful like the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. But you could tell what this means. She is materialistic. She likes her thing that she has here on Earth, and in her life, she's very successful. And then you would compare that with what the definition in the book says. That's how you really learn. Anyway, back to your travel. Everything here shows it's going to be okay to travel in late next year. However, again, this card is coming up, which there's going to be a significant change. It's going to be positive, but it's going to be out of your control. You're not going to be expecting it. Again, it's not something to really worry about because all the other cards here show something very positive coming out. These cards appear to start off something new because we have a number 1 and number 2, but we also have a 10. Now, the 10 indicates this may be something where you're going to make money very quickly. It could be something after your trip where something that you cherish is going to come to you that is from the physical realm or from a materialistic perspective. It's going to act quickly in the early stages because we have a number 2 here with the swords, and then it's going to go away rather quickly too. It's going to be an ending phase. So that you have to consider as well. So anyway, I'm glad you joined me. And certainly, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been almost an hour. I'm going to go ahead and end this session. As always, I wish you all the best. Certainly, if you have any questions, please feel reach out to me through Messenger. If you don't follow me on Facebook, you can do so. I do have a page there, Spirit of Twilight. You can go to spiritoftwilight.com. Again, visit my Etsy store, which is brand new with my new products, a bunch of candles. Everything is 20% off if you spend $25 till the end of January. And I thank you so much for joining me once again. Have a great evening. Take care. Bye.